Okay.
Live.
We're live. You know, I have a post-it in front of me to remind me that it's Monday.
Oh, thank God you said something because I just drew a blank.
It's like I really, because I was thinking today was Friday again. I don't know what's going on with me. I literally cannot tell time anymore.
I had to do the train of thought thing. Like, what did I do yesterday? Oh,
right.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, April 18th, 2022, and you are watching the Ragin 2 the vlogs. We are simulcasting to Daphne, Lage and Comics and More, New Jersey. Thank you, Heather. Let's see what happens. And here is our beautiful intro.
Thank you.
Show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze.
Dun dun dun. Where's the port?
Here we are.
Good morning, Dad.
Good morning. Yeah, so look, if everyone thought I was kidding here, I really do have a post-it here to remind
I love you so much. You are my people.
It's Monday, everybody. Monday. Trust me on this one. I even looked it up. I'm telling you. So also, it's like looking updates. Yesterday when we were talking about Easter, I was mentioning that there was only like one time when my birthday fell on not Easter, but it was the Easter weekend. Like it was one of those days.
And the day before. It was it was like 5 years ago. Easter fell on April Fool's Day.
Right. Yeah, it was actually okay, so for me, I looked it up. So the last time my birthday fell on Easter weekend was 1997.
Oh shit. That was that long ago.
Yeah, right. So you see, we can't tell time anymore.
No.
That was not 5 years ago.
Yeah, good morning, chat.
Good morning. Yes, so welcome everybody to another episode of the Ragin 2 the vlogs show. The vlog just as awkward as the title. So So who's in the chat today? Who are the
all right? We got Upfern, the Ninja Jingo. We got Mike Jimmy. Carl left us. He came and gave us a like. We have the mischievous Christy Shin, who is trying to start some shit in my chat this morning.
Definitely. Yeah,
you snitched on me.
Right. She what is it? She was on JD's show last night. From what I saw, it was a fun time had by all, and I'm glad that you had a good time there. But yeah, so shit stirring already. So cool. So yes. So there we go. So hello, everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, with the 4th volume scheduled for sometime in June. I will have exact dates shortly. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn. And when this book, the trade paperback, when that finally comes out in August, in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and eagleworks.com, where you can check out all of my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube. You can also check it out, everything on YouTube. So if you are joining us from regions beyond, from Facebook, from Twitter, from anywhere else you may have found this link, come on over to YouTube, watch my videos on my channel at Daphne Lage Art, so you can learn how I do my comics and review art supplies and do speed paints and whatever. And then come on over to Ragin 2 and watch us, talk whatever on Mondays and Fridays and all the shows in between. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time we get live, and join our sexy people in the chat. So Nita, speaking of sexy, who are you?
Whoa. Hold on.
It is Monday.
Oh, God.
Oh, that didn't work.
My name is Nita Lanning. I am a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana. I am the mouth of the South, and I am out of fucks. I am the CEO and executive producer of the Ragin 2 Broadcast Network.
There you go. And look at me getting...
And a rap god.
And a rap god, yes. And rap god, yes. So let's do a little housekeeping before we start, because I got a package reveal today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's going to be our first one for
Calling
the
me
show.
sexy and revealing your package, Daphne.
There's a lot going on this week. And it hasn't even started.
All right.
Okay, so
what do we got?
Who do we got? Yes, Fellowship of the Indies, 7 publishers, 9 books, 1 big deal. This is the sister campaign to the Indiegogo that we've been talking about for the last month. Because, if you prefer one platform to another, we got you covered. So if you're curious about starting collecting independent comics and don't know where to start, this is the campaign to do it. Like I said, 7. Oh, hold on. What am I doing here? Oh, yes. So
7 creators, 9 titles,
9 books.
That's it.
And yes, on Kickstarter right now, I want to thank the 17 backers who have currently supported the campaign. We are slowly reaching. We've already hit goal, but we're slowly reaching our other internal goals as well. So thank you so much for everyone. We have 20 days left to go. So.
And time is running out.
It is. Oh, yes, the Oswald Chronicles especially. 3 more days. This campaign closes on Wednesday. We hit another milestone over the weekend. We just broke 4,000. So I want to thank the 114 backers on this campaign. Oh, according to this, we have exactly 48 hours to go. So we have less time than I thought. So we're trying to get our little boy up to 4,500. So help a mouse out and support the campaign. You have 48 hours left to go. And because we're all have to fulfill our campaigns, save 5% on your next Gemini mailer order with our coupon code. Oh, English. Ragin 2. So get your supplies for your campaign, for your next campaign. There's always a campaign that needs proper fulfillment. We talked about that on Friday. There's no excuse. And if you want to ask us a question, or you have a comment, or you have a topic that you want us to talk about or to touch on, you can email us at raginabc@gmail.com. And we will most likely do that because, we got a smart panel here, and all you guys just like always asking the important questions. So yeah. So and by the way, it's like, and in just to remind everybody, Fellowship of the Indies. These are all the books you're going to be getting in this one campaign. Look at that. All these books. Look at that. Look at that. All these books for $25 for the cost of one book. Average book on Kickstarter. You get 9 here. So I mean, every genre, every type of book. You like superheroes, you like furries, you like fantasy. We got it all. There's even an anthology here that has even more stories. So you're getting a lot of value on this crowdfunder for Fellowship.
And all I can think is like bundling them together and sniffing those fuckers.
Right, yeah, they're beautifully put together books. They're ready to go. They just need your pledge to do it. So I just wanted to remind everybody on that. So yeah, I got a package. I got a package, and by the number one crazy man himself. This is from Sam. So I figure it's been a while since I think, like I said, this is our first package reveal.
Somebody hit our boy up and tell him to get his ass over here.
Right. So remember on Friday I said, it's like, you should be able to shake your package and not hear anything shifting. And that's what's happening. There's nothing. This thing is solid. So let's see if I remember what I pledged for. No, I'm pretty sure I remember what I pledged for, because so there we go. So yeah. So Sam is currently running the launch page. Is he for Alien in My Toilet issue 2?
Yes.
So if you head on over to Kickstarter.
I'll throw the link in the comments before I publish today.
Right. Okay, cool. So here is how he has everything packaged in this nice box, an actual box. So he has like the nice bubble wrap. Look at that. So you see. So here we go. So what do we have here? What do we have? Oh, so here is this. Okay, so now we're going to start off with there's an Alien in My Toilet trading card set. So I am not going to open that because this is actually JD's. He asked me to get a set of the trading cards for him. So that's what this is. So I think that, yeah, there's a whole bunch of cards in here. I think that these are, I don't remember if these are the original card set from back in the day that he repackaged, or whether, I know he's doing a card game. So I don't know which one this is. So we'll find out later when Jose opens that. So now I just want to remind everybody, I did actually pledge for this, as much as Sam has been part of our indie comics family since the 90s. I actually gave,
because friends don't ask friends for shit for free.
Right, exactly. So here is the package of all my pledge rewards that I got. So let's open that up here. Oh, there's a lot of cards here. Hold on. There we go.
Although friends sometimes throw friends nice little bonuses.
Well, that's true. That's true.
It's just how we do.
Right. So here we have the remastered first issue of There's an Alien in My Toilet. I think that this is the cover by George. That George did the cover to this one. He did the artwork, and the book was completely recolored for this reprinting. Like I said, Sam has been printing There's an Alien in My Toilet since the 90s. Actually, no, it's like probably the late 90s. Yeah, we were pretty much kind of running around the same circles for like almost the same amount of time. Maybe like we're a couple of years separate. But we've been seeing each other at all the Big Apple Comic Cons and whatnot. And so that's the original. This is the OG. Like, this is the book. Whenever I think of Sam, I think of, Duty and There's an Alien in My Toilet. So that's the first issue. And then I got my I'm a Dudester sticker right there.
Nice.
And let's see, I got a little flyer for Forbidden, which I'm waiting for him to put out. I guess like the collected, the full collected omnibus. He did a trailer. Not a trailer. He did a trade paperback. Yeah, he did a trade paperback. But I want like the one that has like everything in it that he says is coming out later this year. So I'm waiting for that.
There will be a trailer though. I have faith in Sam. Sam wants that
he's
to
going,
be.
He's going.
It's going to happen, yo.
He's going to a licensing show in Las Vegas in May. So let's wish Sam all best of luck with that one. So here we go. So we have a postcard with the Catch the Craze and all the books, right? And then we have another one that's, so this is, oh look at that. It even has a QR code that you can scan in and I guess go to the pre-launch page as well. Well, this one's for the this is for the original. So that probably that code probably just sends you to the previous campaign. But if he should have a link to his next pre-launch on there. So, and then there's a little sample comic on the back. And here is my original from Rodney Fike that
nice.
I won in a raffle. When I get my office completely fixed, I'm going to make sure that this gets in a frame and gets hung up somewhere, because look at how colorful that is. And what I really like about it is that it looks like that the old style graffiti that used to be on like on the 7 train, like on the side of the trains back in the day. So that's what it reminds me of. Like, I think he fits right in on the side of a 7 train. So it's a Queens thing. And then this is the book that I really like. As much as I'm going to enjoy the comic, but this is the book that I was really looking forward to. So what this is that this is the Complete Guide to Duty and Friends, Volume 1. It's a supplement to There's an Alien in My Toilet. And what it is that it's a guidebook. It's to Duty and Friends, all his friends, all the people he's going to be coming across in this series. And I'm actually this is the one that I was really looking forward to get. I think I really do like the idea of a supplement like this. So just so you have everybody in one book. I'm sure there's all his alter egos in there. There's let's say, does he have a glossary? I think the actual book comic has the glossary in it and whatnot. But so there you have it. So here is everything from There's an Alien in My Toilet from Sam Vera. Nice. So very happy with that. I haven't really supported a lot of campaigns since I lost all of my Kickstarter campaign pledges in one of the many floods in my office. Like an idiot, I had everything like on the floor behind a desk, so I was like sorting through it, and then I ended up I found out there was a leak in that corner the entire time. So I've been slowly putting that collection back together. So there we go. So this will definitely stay off the floor this time. So there we have it. So that's Sam Ferris. There's an Alien in My Toilet. There's my package reveal for the day, and hopefully we'll do more package reveals. So because I know
they're coming.
Oh, because you have a lot of Kickstarters coming, a lot of campaigns coming in, right?
Yeah, it comes and goes in waves. There was the Dead Space. We had the Holiday Rush, and then a little Dead Space, and now here we go again. Right. They should start coming in pretty soon. Right. Although there are several which were Indiegogo this time, and they tend to run a little slower.
Right. So. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a little weird. It's like I don't know whether like like Indiegogo was a little bit more complicated on the back end or whatnot?
That and a lot of the Indiegogos aren't always like more Kickstarters are going to be completed and ready to go than Indiegogo.
Right. Oh, okay. Right. So, I guess that's how that crew runs, I guess, I mean,
don't get me wrong. There are the guys over there on IGG that are ready to go to print. Like, oh my gosh, what is his name? Armand Nassim. Dude, I'm sorry.
Right.
The guy that did genetic superiority.
Oh, right.
I am not even kidding you. I backed that campaign when he came on our show, and a week later, it was on my doorstep.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
Did you buy it on in demand or it was the actual campaign?
No, he was still live, but he was done and ready to go, ready to ship and everything.
Wow. Is he like lives next door to his printer? Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah. Great guy. Really, like, right. I'm pumped to see what all he does.
Right.
So, like, I went ahead and backed Elixir, which is his campaign that's active now.
Okay.
After I won a book of his, which I don't remember which one that was, off Don Chin's show, because I popped into chat and just happened to know the answer of a question. I didn't even really know it was a trivia thing. Like, I seriously, it's one of those things where I popped in and they were asking a question and I was like, I knew the answer. I was like, okay. And then it was like, I won a book and I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
Right. Oh, so there you go. So yeah, I personally like having all my books done. Like I said, I show off this. This is the trade paperback to Eagle Raven Volume 1, which should be dropping. Yes, I had 6 made, and 6 lucky people were I sent them to test it out and whatnot. And yeah, so this is
the people are pleased.
Yes, thank you. So this will be dropping August 22nd, but Tall Tales will be coming out first. So watch out for that campaign, that announcement. That's going to be very soon. I'm just finishing up a couple of things, and then I'm going to put a stamp on that date, and then get that ball rolling. So yeah. So. Yeah, there's been another thing that I've been kind of like contemplating. Real, it's like because we have a guest today, right? So I probably have. Okay, so we probably.
But she's coming at a 1:45, so we've got time.
So we have time. We have time. So, okay, let me ask something in the chat. Okay, everybody in the chat, put your thinking caps on. So. Think of who are your favorite writers in comics? Who are your favorite? Now I'm talking specifically in comics. Who are your favorite writers in comics? Yeah. Oh, everybody, all those little thinking molecules floating around. Well, okay, so let me throw out like the obvious
Sam Keith, Bill Messenger Loebs,
right. Like I'm sure a lot of people would say like Alan Moore and Frank Miller and it's it's like the
names I know.
Yeah, the usual suspects. So here's my question. Okay.
Good morning,
there we go, Mark Miller. Okay, so there you go. So here's my question for everybody with their favorite comic book writers. If your favorite comic book writer wrote a novel, would you still buy it?
Absolutely. Did you not read the Max?
If they wrote a novel,
one of mine did, Gaiman.
So there you go. Right. So how many people would jump from comics to novels if their favorite comic book writer did novels? Now I know that JD, he was reading. You mean like Bill Willingham
abandoned comics for?
Oh no, not abandoned. You see, because what I'm still playing around with the idea of Okay, so Eagle Raven Air the First Unicorn is 15 issues, and it's going to take me until 2025 to release all of these issues. Now, I have a lot of stories after that, but here's the thing, though. I'm really hesitant to spend another 10, 15 years just to put out another set of another story arc. Because, yeah, it does take a long time to process a series through Kickstarter. I mean, if I could do, honestly, it's like if I could run a Kickstarter every other month, I probably would try to do that. But Kickstarter itself is kind of persnickety with how that works, especially if you're in the middle of fulfilling campaigns as you're running campaigns.
I have an account you can use.
So what I was thinking, especially since, as you all know, I do like playing around with prose, and there's just certain stories that seem to work better, or even certain scenes that seem to work better in prose than work better in comics.
There's one that you sent me that there's no way it could be a comic.
Right.
It would lose too much.
Right, exactly. But there were some stories that could only work as a comic. Right. So I got that. And I know we've talked about this before, but again, it's something that I keep, kind of like hammering at, because, on one hand, like Meredith was always talking about crossing the streams between prose and comic fans.
Right.
How do we get, it's like, how do we get, it seems easier to get comic people to read prose than it is for prose readers to read comics.
Well, that's because comics are for kids.
Yeah, well, there's that. But also it's like, but also there seems to be like, I mean, it's a habit that has to be. Oh, thank you. It's a habit that needs to be cultivated, like anything else. I mean, I think that sometimes I feel comfortable in prose because that's what I started out. I started reading. I didn't start reading comics until much later, so it was always books for me. So now it's just like I'm in this like weird hybrid zone, and I keep getting like conflicting information when it comes to that, where it's like,
look, I've seen what you want to do.
Right.
It's great concept.
And it's like, and the thing is, and that's the thing, because this is the type of thing that I'm not going to know until I actually do it.
Right.
Because it's like what I'm like, the concept that I'm thinking of would be a combination of prose and comic book art. So the comic book art would be the scenes that I feel like could really benefit from it. But then the prose scenes would be in the places where that would benefit from.
Right.
So you would have an entire kind of like novel, and depending on the chapter, it would be either illustrated prose or it would be straight up comic. And I keep getting conflicting information.
As long as you're not doing the hybrid to where you've got your panels and you're trying to put prose in your panels, and you're like, it's all words and there's a piece of image here and the whole page. No, if you're going to do that, what you do is you write your prose and give us an illustration.
Right. So that's
and then flip that page, and if it jumps to comics from that point, that's different. Have your panels set up and
because we interviewed I forgot his name, but he did a book, the Eudaimonia.
Yeah.
Where it kind of like was the concept that I was looking for, but the more I thought about it, the more it's like it in the end it kind of defeated the purpose of what I was looking for, because if I'm going to draw that many comic book panels, I might as well just do a comic. And that kind of defeats the purpose of the prose that I'm writing. So that's why I'm thinking more like, okay, this chapter will be prose with an illustration. And then whatever the next chapter is, if I felt that it would work better as a comic, you'd get comic pages. And,
right.
And I'm just wondering whether people, because I've got people telling me that that format will never work. Nobody likes that. It's like you either pick one or the other, and and again, and I'm like going, why? Why do I have to pick one or the other? But because the thing that kind of gets me is, so with the 4 campaigns that I've done so far, so there's the prequel that I have, that's illustrated prose, and then it supplements the comic, and I have this feeling that more people have read the comic than they've actually read the prequel. So would they have read that prequel if it was all in one book? Like, say I did a collected trade, right?
Of course they would, because especially if you're doing a continual order.
Right.
Because you're going to miss out on the story.
Right. So if I do it like a collected trade, and I put that prequel at the very beginning of the trade, so you literally have the whole story in one trade. Would people be more likely to read that prequel because it's in one book?
I believe so.
Would they still skip it because it's prose?
I believe more people would be inclined to read it. And if they did skip it because it's already there, once they got ahead in I think they'd have questions and want to go back and read it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's already in their hands. So
right. Yeah, because that's so that's what I'm kind of rattling.
Like Jimmy agrees.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, because I know I keep talking about this audiobook thing, and it's like I still have to pull the trigger on that. But the thing is, though, I don't think that there should be other options until I can get like an audiobook, because the problem with an audiobook is that, okay, I could do the prose story as an audiobook, but then what do I do with the comics? I'm not going to rewrite my comics so that I could do an audiobook version of it. So it's like, it always seems like it's a little limited for me, or requires a little too much work or a little too much retooling for me to actually figure out how to incorporate everything together. So that's what I'm still playing around with, is that I mean, I in the end, I probably have to agree with Mike Jimmy, is that, I have to put together the book that I feel is right. Like, okay, so like the story that comes after issue 15 is the Cult of the Wolf Witch, and that's the story that introduces Loki and the werewolves and all that. And the thing is, though, I have a lot of that done in prose.
Right.
I have a lot of it done in prose. But there's certain scenes that I know would work better as comics. So it's like, what if, would these be two great tastes that go great together, as one campaign?
Well, we could pair them and sample.
Well, I guess we could, right?
Swish and spit.
Let's see. Keeps the volumes to go for nice intervals. There's a lot of different. You see, I have to. I'm kind of leaning also with Joe that it's like, if people like my content, they'll follow it regardless of the format.
Right.
You see, because the thing is, though, because it's like, I know it's like, it seems like I just said that the 15 issues is going to take until 2025 to finish, and it seems like it seems far away, right? Until you remember that's 2 years from now, and this is also something that I have to start working on now, so that book that comes after is pretty much almost ready to go when those last like couple of issues of Eagle Raven come out, so that by the time I hit issue 15, then the next trade paperback will be complete. And actually, I think this would be I think with the actual definition is it's a graphic novel as opposed to a trade because a trade paperback is a collection, while a graphic novel is specifically for
Hello, Marvy.
Oh, hey, Marvy. Hope everything's okay on your end. So so the whole thing about trying to get, like, I have to start thinking about formatting now so that I can slowly start working through the story and laying out the comic section versus the prose section, which scenes are comics, which scenes are prose. And then by the time 2026 rolls around, I have that book ready. So technically it'll be 2 books, but the other book I'm not talking about right now. So but there's a lot of work ahead of me right now. So let's see. Okay. The Silk Rose. You see, that's the thing. I'm not sure. I think I'm getting more reaction from people who read the comics than that book. But I think also I'm willing to accept the fact that maybe they read it and then they just consider it part of a larger story. So then they're just telling me how they feel about it as a whole, as opposed to an individual story. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to just make it, I guess, like, easier. Even though technically you don't need to read it, I want everybody to read it. But yeah, it's like definitely when I do, like, I guess, like the big old collected volume, it should all be in the same book. So that's in the end, this is why I try to plan as far ahead as possible with these things, so that I can figure these things out without feeling like I'm grasping at straws,
Right.
like I'm trying to like put together something at the last minute and not really know what I'm doing. Because I don't want to spend another 5
You're
years.
clearing your path so that so it's easier to walk. It makes
exactly
sense.
Yeah. I mean, and it's kind of weird, even because, like I said, JD hates it when I do this, because it's like, you have to get the work done first. Like, yeah, but I have to know to get the work done first. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's like that whole like prose comics crossover thing. So like we said before, we do have a guest joining us. So what we're going to do is
throw a bump and bring her in.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So after this, we will be talking with Miss Madeline Holly Rosing of the Boston Metaphysical Society.
Ooh, exciting!
Yes. Ooh, if I can find my bump. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Discharged into space, changing the life of one hapless duck and transforming him into a hero called Wonder Duck.
Andy, do you feel that the public has insulted your art?
No.
Why not?
Well, I hadn't thought about it.
It doesn't bother you at all, then?
No.
Well, do you think that they've shown a lack of appreciation for what pop art means?
No.
Andy, do you think that pop art has sort of reached the point where it's becoming repetitious now?
Yes.
Do you think it should break away from being pop art?
No.
Are you just going to carry on?
Yes.
In the future, everybody will be world famous for 15 minutes.
And then there were 3.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good
welcome.
morning.
Good
Good
morning.
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 What time is it where you are?
Well, it's around
10:40 for me.
It's kind of
Okay.
lunch time for us.
It's 8:40 for me.
Oh, we're sorry.
Do you have your coffee?
It's fine. Normally I would be at the gym at this time. So I actually got to sleep in today. So that's cool.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Sometimes, yesterday I spent all day sleeping. Sometimes that's more important than exercising. Sometimes is getting enough sleep.
Yeah, you've got to let yourself. Well, I'm a gym rat, and I actually used to be a fitness instructor for a long time. So I'm retired.
So you've seen all the exercise you need to see for a lifetime.
Yeah, well, there's that, and the exercises that I don't want to see at the gym that happen, and it just makes me go like, please don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh, it's like stop doing the superhero landing. Hurts your knees.
Don't do that. Don't do that, please. And then every once in a while, I normally stay out of people's business, but every once in a while, someone will, they look at me and they'll go like, am I doing this right? And I'm going like, let me just correct you just a little bit here. And they go like, oh, thank you. So, yeah, I used to be a fitness instructor. I'm retired now. It's fine. And, they're all happy. Right. But yeah, you see some strange things at the gym.
Well, yeah, because it's like, because trends sometimes overwhelm the actual reality of what's going on.
Yeah. And particularly it's like, you're doing that to your joint. Like, oh my God.
That's why you're gonna feel it later.
Oh yeah. And your orthopedist is like gonna scream at you, As a person, I've had complete shoulder replacement surgery.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's part genetic and part, well, prior to this, most people don't know this. I used to be a competitive fencer.
Oh my God.
Epee fencer. And so between genetics and 15 years of competitive fencing, it pretty much took out my shoulder. So I have an actual steampunk shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah. I am steampunk from the inside out.
There you go. Or you're cybernetic, depending on
cybernetic, because I have a titanium shoulder, so
Right. So there you go, 2 genres in one body. And so wow, so it's like, so you go from fitness instructor, competitive fencer to comics.
Yeah, but I'd always been writing. I mean, I've been writing for years, at lunch hours, at my jobs, and all that stuff. So yeah, it comes, you work in all the cracks. You work between the cracks.
And definitely.
That's how you get it done. Yeah.
So were you always writing comics, or were you, as we were talking about before, that the whole prose into comics crossover?
No, trying to do a long story short. I'd always been writing as a kid, prose and stories, and I really loved telling stories, writing stories. And then when I got into my 20s, actually, no, I was in my late teens, and I realized that I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. I hadn't lived a life. And so I stopped writing for a while and just started doing things. And then after a while, I came back to writing because I felt like I had something to say because I'd actually lived a life.
Wow. Okay. So, and what does that mean in particular? Like, you traveled a lot.
I traveled. Part of it was the fencing. I was nationally ranked at one point. But yeah, I did a lot of traveling. I fenced. I was working full time. I was living in New York before I came back. I'm originally from California. I lived in New York for quite a while for school. Then I stayed on to fence and train, and then eventually came back to California. But just all of that. I mean, just experiencing life, and it's pretty. It was really interesting, and I'm really, really glad I did it. I knew that the fencing was finite because of injuries.
Right, for sure.
You know, you age and things happen. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up with carpal tunnel, and I couldn't hold the weapon in my hand anymore. So that kind of told me, okay, it's time to pack it in. You know,
Wow.
while I'm on top, let's pack it in and start really focusing on other things. And even though I was writing between all this, you know, it wasn't until after the fencing that I got really serious and started getting into screenwriting. Got an MFA in screenwriting from UCLA, and that's actually where Boston Metaphysical Society was born. It was a TV pilot that I wrote there, and then it made the rounds. It did fairly well in competitions, but that was before steampunk had hit the mainstream, and it was suggested to me that I turn it into a graphic novel to sell it back to Hollywood. Well, during that journey, I discovered I really loved writing comics and really loved the independent creator community and defining my life instead of having someone else define it for me.
Right.
So here I am.
All right. Wow. Yeah. And the thing is, and looking back at your history, I mean, this isn't just like a one-off. You've actually this is what, your 10th campaign?
Yeah, this is actually my 11th campaign because my first one failed spectacularly.
As they do.
As they do.
Learning the lessons the hard way.
That's right. And I did, like a lot of people. And which is the reason I also wrote the book Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, because I think I was like 3 or 4 Kickstarters in, and I began to see people making a lot of the same mistakes that I did. Mm-hmm. And these were great projects. These were awesome projects. And I said, okay, let me just essentially write a field guide for the comic creator so they have, you know, all the essential steps of what they have to do. And so that's what I did. And so that's out there. I think I need to update it a little bit, but the strategies and everything that's there is still very sound.
Right.
I still practice them now.
Okay. So why don't we play the video and then okay, and then we'll talk about the campaign.
Okay. Hi, my name is Madeline Holly Rosing, and I'm the writer-creator of the steampunk supernatural series, Boston Metaphysical Society. Welcome to our Kickstarter to print the trade paperback of Volume 2. If you're not familiar with the series, it's about an ex-Pinkerton detective, a spirit photographer, and a genius scientist who battles supernatural forces in late 1800s Boston. Now, Volume 2 will compile the previously published sequels, The Scourge of the Mechanical Men, The Spirit of Rebellion, Ghosts and Demons, and The Book of Demons into one trade paperback. But what makes this trade special is that it will include an exclusive brand new 10-page story with art by Roberta Ingranata, who is currently drawing Doctor Who, and a cover by the amazing Marguerite Savage. And at 176 pages, it's going to be a huge trade paperback. If you're missing Volume 1, don't worry, as it'll be available in both print and digital versions. We also have a brand new steam engine lapel pin and special limited reward tiers that include our audio drama, The Ghost Ship. The best part is that it's done and ready to go to the printers. So please check out our reward tiers and pledge today. Thank you in advance for your support. Yeah, you get to see me with like hair and makeup done.
Well, yeah, it's like, because, you know, we all gotta like, you know, we all gotta like, you know, shower and get to do a video properly for Kickstarter.
Well, the woman who does the highlights on my hair, she always gets mad at me because I always, you know, at the end, you know, when she's done, I said, I'll just braid it back because I got to go do stuff, right? And so now she does the hair and makeup for the video as well. And so she gets so excited. She goes, "Oh, your hair's so pretty. I get to put it down."
It's all about optics when it comes to like things we would never had to worry about before. Now it's like, so like I said, you okay, so you've been doing this for a while. Now the thing is though, is so you said that it started off as a screenplay and it was recommended you do it as a comic in order to shop it around. And the thing is, I was like, that kind of like that's it's almost like a controversial statement because that's been like a trend for a while, that it's like, oh, it's like, these Hollywood types, they come in and they do comics because they think it's so easy, and then they just to sell it to Netflix or something. But you found that you took that advice and then you're like, wait a minute, I really, really like comics. So at what point, I mean, so when did that happen, that transition happen, where it's like, it just turned from, oh, this is just so we can get a Netflix deal, to like, no, you know what? This format really, really works for me.
I think it was when, after the first Kickstarter failed and none of the others have. And I looked at my husband, I said, people actually like this. They want to buy it. They want to read it. I may actually be good at this. Let me go do this. And so we just did. It's been a long road getting to this point. A fan of mine reminded me, he says, it's BMS's 10th anniversary. I went like, what? He goes, yeah. And he goes, don't you keep track? I said, not really. I just keep pumping the material out. I don't worry about it too much. But yeah, he's right. I think we really started online in 2012. And then in 2013, put together what I call a special edition first issue. It was like perfect bound. It was just something so I could sell at cons. And so I went to my very first con, which was APE in San Francisco. I was shared with a friend. We traveled up together, which I recommend to everyone who's just starting out. Share a table to cut expenses, ride, share gas, everything. And I sold out. And I was like, what? And so it just continued from there. So I always start I always finish what I start. And the original miniseries is a 6-issue miniseries. And so I said, okay, we have to finish this. And so I did. And then I realized there was just more stories to tell. Plus, while we were in production with all of this, I started writing short stories and novellas as companion pieces, which I then put together in an anthology, a prose anthology called Prelude. But it also helped me establish canon for the entire universe. And I realized, okay, this world is huge and it's deep. And there's so many different aspects I can go into to keep my own interest.
Right.
I can go follow this character over here and this character over here. And I can go into different timelines. And so I decided a few years ago that everything in the future timeline from volume 1 will be in graphic novel form, and everything that's before that, time-wise, will be in prose form. And
we were just talking about that.
No, right? I mean, duh. I don't know why I didn't think. This is your woman.
Right.
This is who you need to talk to.
So did you find that you had like were fans willing to make that transition from prose, because you even have a radio drama?
Yes.
So did you find that your fans made that transition from prose, radio drama, comics, or did they segment off as to, you have fans that prefer the prose, you have fans that prefer the comics, you have fans that I guess that are really niche and prefer the radio drama? Or like, what was your experience with doing the different formats?
It's been interesting because there has been crossover, but there's always going to be people who prefer one thing, and that's totally fair because, you know, you like what you like.
Right.
When we did the audio drama, that's a very niche. It's a very specific audience. And we did have some crossover, but we brought new people over. You know, the idea is the new people come over and go like, wait, there's a book, there's a graphic novel, and and then they move into the other categories as well. But like, I mean, one gentleman said to me, he says, are you going to turn the Ghost Ship, which is our audio drama, into a graphic novel? And I was like, there's no plans for it because there's just time and money and energy involved. And because I know people who would buy that in a heartbeat. But that's what I decided to do, which was we could do a whole show on that. That's
right. And we probably could.
that was a very interesting experience. Great. Anyway, I just kudos to my production crew and my actors. They were amazing. They were so good. Amazing.
So out of the 3 formats, which I guess, so can we get the prose novels in your campaign?
Yes.
Right now? Okay. So
yes.
Everything is available in the campaign.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, which, wow, 400. I mean, which you are doing incredibly well on. By the time you have 24 days left to go, 435 backers. So, which of the formats do you find you like the best?
I think it depends on what day of the week it is. When I've been doing one for a while, like when finishing up the audio drama and everything, it was refreshing to get back to the comics. Mm-hmm. And then I know it's going to be great to get back to the prose. There will be more comics. I'm working on the next series, which is going to be a 4-issue series. Book of Demons, which was our last book, kind of alludes to where they're going to go at the end. And so, Tesla's coming back. But I'm having a lot of fun with that story. And, but sorry, lost my train of thought. I have too many things going on in the background here.
But so on your campaign, someone's just coming in looking at your campaign for the first time, and what would be the one level that you would recommend the most?
If they're brand new, it's something I call New to Boston, and that gets you volume 1 and volume 2 in the print. But if you've run out of shelf space like I have, there is a digital version. So you can get volume 1 and volume 2 as a digital package. And then we've already made a couple stretch goals. So even if you just do the digital, you're already going to be getting a bunch of more comics, like 12 comics.
Yeah. Okay.
So 12 additional comics.
So you're going to flood people with books.
Yeah. Yes. So some poor gentleman, I guess he hadn't, from the Book of Demons, he just contacted me. He says, I hadn't been getting my regular Kickstarter messages and I wasn't able to download everything. Can you send it to me? I said, sure. So I sent him, links and everything. And he went like, oh my God, that was a lot of electrons. I'm going to be reading. I mean, he had like 4 comic bundles and the actual book to read. So I like to give my backers stuff. It's actually a lot of fun. And I'm working on a very secret stretch goal right now. And I'm going to see how things turn out. But if we do like we want to do, physical backers are going to get something very cool.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I'm not going to reveal what it is yet.
Right. So I guess like one last question, because my curiosity is killing me on this. So when you were writing screenplays for TV and you found yourself writing for comics, did you find that there was like a significant difference between the two? Because like I said, a lot of people tend to think that, a screenplay and you just do the storyboards and you put in a comic and you're good to go. But did you find that was your experience, or was there a learning curve?
There's definitely a learning curve. They're very similar, but they're not the same. They are both visual writing. So you do, if you are coming from screenwriting, you do have that to your advantage. You're used to visual writing. The difference has to do with pacing, page count, action, reaction between panels, how you end a page is different. How you think about a page is different. You also get the opportunity to direct, which you never do in any kind of screenplay. You just don't. I mean, it's the bare bones, and then the director and or producer goes from there. They're the ones who make those decisions. But as the writer of a comic, you're the one who makes those decisions. I mean, up to a point, depending on the experience of your artist. I try not to micromanage my artists because that's why you hire them.
Right. Yeah.
I want you to be brilliant, but you do have to give them the pieces to work with.
Right.
You know, you have to give them bones. You have to give them structure. At least, I mean, that's how I work, because I don't just want them flailing out there.
Right.
But of course, you know, different artists, different work, how they think. And which is why it's going to be interesting writing for, as you may know, I'm going to be writing a story for Lady Mechanica. And which is, I can't wait to start on that. I'll be starting on that after the Kickstarter. But yeah, it's going to be interesting working for him because, you know, this is his IP, you know, this is his baby, which I totally respect. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, between my writing style and then I'll obviously write it, and then Joe's going to do whatever he's going to do.
Right.
And that's completely fine by me, because this is his baby. And for me, it's going to be really thrilling to see what he does with it. So I'm very excited about that.
Very nice. Very nice. So I want to thank you for coming on to our show. We're just hitting the top of the hour. And yeah, we probably could have gone an entire hour just talking about the radio drama alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it's like, you know, so thank you for coming on. Thank you for actually being someone I can actually well, because before we were talking about the whole crossroads of prose and comics, and here it's like, oh, here's somebody who did that. Let me study them. So short of putting you in a jar on my shelf, so I will be definitely looking at all of your previous campaigns and checking your trajectory as you move forward. So thank you again, and thanks everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody watching. We'll definitely have to have you on again some other time. So
thank you.
On that note, tell the people where they can find you along with Kickstarter.
Okay. BostonMetaphysicalSociety.com, on Facebook, Boston Metaphysical Society Comic, Twitter, M Holly Rosing, that's ROSING, and Instagram, MC Holly and the numeral 1. And of course on Kickstarter, type in Boston Metaphysical or go to comics and explore, and you should be able to find us.
There you go. So on that note, with me, if you want to find out more about my work and everything I do, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWRKS, or you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you guys like looking at work in progress and sketches and all that fun stuff. And also catch me on my own channel on YouTube every Wednesday from 4 to 6, where I do my own art live stream, and which is also simulcast to the Ragin 2 network. Catch me again on Friday with Nita at 11 a.m., ending your week with another vlog. And then that's pretty much it for me. Nita, where can they find you?
All over social media at C_chaos247, Nita Lanning on Facebook, and anywhere you see the Ragin 2 Broadcast Network.
So there we go. So thank you again for another rousing hour of vlogging, or whatever it is that we do here.
This crap here.
This thing we do here.
Whatever it is.
Right. So on that note, remember everybody, eat your food, stay moisturized, mind your business, and do the work, because when you do the work, actually do the work, you never have to fake your accomplishments. And we'll see you Friday, where I will have another post-it reminding me that it's Friday. So see you then.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.